What's
What's
going on,
going on,
people?
people?
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning. One
morning, one
all
all
and
and
one
one
all.
all.
Hope you
Hope you
guys are
guys are
enjoying that
enjoying
nine
that nine
o'clock
o'clock
game, just
game,
like
just like
Danny is
Danny
right
right
now.
now.
Here I am, bright and early.
Where the
Where the
Vikings are
Vikings are
up
up
13-7.
13-7.
Before
Before
we
we
get
get
into
into
everything,
everything,
guys,
guys,
I
just
just want to
want to
remind
remind
you
you
if
if
you
you
guys
guys
want
want
to
to
find
find
us
us
anywhere
anywhere
on
on
any
any
podcast,
podcast,
you
you
can
can
go
go
to
to
anchor.fm
anchor.fm
/DND1. It'll
DND1. It'll
take
take
you
you
anywhere
anywhere
that
that
you
you
want to
want to
listen
listen
to
to
us:
us.
Google,
Google,
Apple,
Apple,
Castbox,
Castbox,
Spotify,
Spotify,
anything
anything
you
you
can
can
find
find
us.
us.
It's
Also,
also,
if
if
you're
you're watching
watching
us,
us,
you
you
can
can
see
see
our
our
Twitter
Twitter
links,
links,
our
our
Anchor,
Anchor,
and
and
our
our
Spotify
Spotify
links.
links.
All
All
right,
right,
so
so
we're
we're
going
going
to
to
jump
jump
into
into
essentially
essentially
the
the
only
only
NFL
NFL
news
news
out
out
there
there
besides
besides
injury
injury
reports,
reports,
which
which
would
would
be
be
the
the
NFL
NFL
is
is
going
going
to
to
change
change
concussion
concussion
protocol.
protocol.
It
It
should
should
be
be
changed
changed
by
by
week
week
5,
five,
they
they
said,
said,
but
but
one
one
of
of
the
the
major
major
changes
changes
coming
coming
is
is
if
if
you
you
are
are
knocked
knocked
unconscious
unconscious
or
or
you
you
cannot,
cannot,
hold
hold
yourself
yourself
up.
up.
If
If
you're
you're
wobbly,
wobbly,
you will
you will
remove
remove
from
from
the
the
game
game
and
and
you
you
cannot
cannot
go
go
back
back
in.
in.
I mean, I don't know why it takes someone to get lit up like a fucking 4th of July firework for them to change the rules again. You
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
know?
it's
it's
also
also
they
they
fired
fired
the
the
neuro
neuro
doctor
doctor
from
from
last
last
week
week
from
from
the
the
Baltimore
Baltimore
game.
game.
Right.
Uh,
Uh,
when
when
he
he
smacked
smacked
his
his
head.
head.
What
Oh,
was
was
it?
it
No,
no?
what was
Who
who they
they
played
play
last
last
week?
week?
They
They
didn't
didn't
play
play
Baltimore
Baltimore
last
last
week.
week.
They
They
played
played
who?
who?
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
He
He
got
got
hit.
hit.
He
He
went
went
down
down
hard,
hard,
got
got
up,
up,
and
and
fucking
fucking
fell
fell
over.
over.
They
They
took
took
him.
him.
They
They
didn't
didn't
let
let
him
him
go
go
back
back
in.
in.
And
And
then
then
after
after
the
the
half
half
was
was
over,
over,
they
they
let
let
him
him
go
go
back
back
in.
in.
Yeah, the NFL, from what I read, they have an open investigation on all that to see if there was any violations on the concussion protocol for letting him back in. So
I mean,
I
there's
mean, there's
probably
probably
gonna
gonna
be.
be.
yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
because
because
he
he
got
got
lit
lit
last
last
week and
week,
then
and then
this
this
week. I
week, I
mean,
mean,
you
you
could
can
see
see
it
it
that
that
I
I
forget
forget
they
they
had
had
like a
like a
doctor that
doctor
was
that
on
was on
NFL
NFL
Network, and
Network,
he
and he
even
even
said, he
said,
goes,
he
look,
goes,
if
look,
he
if
was
he was
okay
okay
from
from
last
last
week to
week to
Thursday, and
Thursday,
when
and
he
when
got
he
hit
got
like
hit like
that,
that,
he
he
may have
may have
been the
been the
same way he
same way
was
he was
last week,
last week,
kind of like
kind of like
disgruntled.
disgruntled.
You know what I
You know what I
mean?
mean?
He goes,
Because
but
right.
but
you
you
could
could
tell he
tell
had
he
a
had a
concussion
concussion
because
because
as
as
soon as
soon
his
as his
head
head
hit
hit
that,
that,
hit the
hit the
floor,
floor,
his
his
arms and
arms
his
and his
fingers
fingers
locked
locked
up.
up.
Yeah,
That's
That's
the
the
doctor
doctor
said
said
that's
that's
your
your
brain
brain
defending
defending
itself
itself
from
from
the
the
trauma.
trauma.
trauma. Yeah, I get it. They play a physical game, and we understand that football is physical, but I mean, you
I
know,
mean,
I
these
mean, these
players know
players
the
know the
risk.
risk.
I
I
get
get
no,
it.
it.
yeah, I get it, but I mean, the NFL should have all these protocols already set in stone, already in place. I mean, like I said, it shouldn't take a guy getting lit up like this for them to have to change the rules.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's a physical sport; they know what they're playing, but I mean, it's not like you want to just willingly go out there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go out there because I know I can die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course it can happen. You can get hit and your neck can you could, your spine can snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there should have definitely been more protocols in place for these players.
Absolutely. I
Absolutely.
mean,
And what
I
I
tried
tried
for you
for you
guys to
guys to
find
find
in
in
detail
detail
what
what
happened
happened
to it.
to it,
There's not
there's
really
not
many
really many
details out
details
there.
out there.
Just go back and watch the game, and you'll see the hit.
Well, yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm
like
talking
I'm
about
talking
like
about,
what did
like
the
what did the
hospital
hospital
disclose when
disclose
he
when
was
he was
released?
released?
That's not going to happen until sometime in the middle of this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I
Or
was
I
just
was just
figuring,
figuring,
we would
we
have
would
got
have
a
got
little
a
bit
little bit
more
more
details from
details from
Thursday. There
Thursday. There
really
really
wasn't
wasn't
any
any
details. The
details. The
only
only
thing that
thing
I
that I
could
could
really
really
find for
find
you
for you
guys
guys
was the
was the
fact
fact
that
that
he was
he was
released.
released.
There was
There was
no
no
spinal
spinal
damage.
damage.
There's no
There's
head
no head
damage.
damage.
He's
He's
fine.
fine.
So
So
he's in
he's in
concussion
concussion
protocol right
protocol right
now.
now.
So
So
I don't
I
see
don't
the
see the
Jets
Jets
and
and
Miami
Miami
being under
being under
investigation for
investigation
that.
for
I
that.
don't
I don't
see
see
them,
them,
throwing two
throwing
out
two
there
out there,
even
even
with
with
extended
extended
rest.
rest.
No, but I think they're definitely going to get. I think they're going to find something because, like you were saying, what the doctor said. How does he react like that if he was fine last week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and honestly, he's probably going to be out for 2 weeks at least. I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah,
there's no way I rush him back. I mean, take all the time you need to get healthy. I mean, dude, for crying out loud, fucking Hunter Renfro's been out for the last 2 weeks with a concussion protocol.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
and
out
And
he's
this
out
week.
this week.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the second week. You
Yeah.
know, so and look at Tua, the hit he took last week and the hit he took this week. I don't see he's definitely going to be out for a minimum at least 2 weeks.
Now,
Now,
like,
like,
I
I
understand
understand
Mike
Mike
McDaniel's,
McDaniel's,
like,
like,
you're a
you're a
first time
first time
coach.
coach.
You know what I
I
mean, you
mean,
kind
you
of
kind
feel
of feel
like
like,
look at
look
the
at
way
the
that
way that
Miami
Miami
operates.
operates.
You know what I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
as
As
in
in,
like
like,
supporting
supporting
their
their
coaches.
coaches.
So I
So I
get
get
him
him
to
to,
like, I
I
would
would
understand
understand
him to
him to
feel on
feel
the
on the
hot
hot
seat,
seat.
and then
And then,
if the
if the
doctor's
doctor's
like, yeah,
like, yeah,
he's good, he's
he's
good, he'll
good, he'll
send him
send him
back
back
in.
in.
But
But
the
the
best
best
example I
example I
heard
heard
was
was
years ago
years
when
ago when
Ryan
Ryan
Clark
Clark
played
played
for the
for the
Steelers.
Steelers.
They went
They
to
went to
Denver,
Denver,
and Ryan
and Ryan
Clark has
Clark has
sickle
sickle
cell.
cell.
Now, a lot
Now,
of
a lot
Right.
of
players that have
players that have
sickle cell,
sickle
they
cell,
do
they
not
do not
perform well
perform well
there,
there.
and a
And
lot of a lot of
like
players sit
players
out.
sit out.
So
So
Clark was
Clark was
medically
medically
cleared, and
cleared, and
Tomlin
Tomlin
still
still
told him,
told him,
"You could
you could
fly with
fly
us.
with
You
us.
can
You
come
can
to me.
come to
I'm
me.
not
I'm
letting
not
you
letting you
play."
play.
And
And
Ryan
Ryan
Clark
Clark
understood,
understood,
and
and
then
then
they
they
asked,
asked,
Tomlin
Tomlin
after the
after the
game,
game,
why
why
did
did
you
you
sit
sit
Ryan
Ryan
Clark even
Clark
though
even
he
though
was
he was
medically
medically
cleared? He
cleared?
goes,
He goes,
I still
I
have a
still have a
responsibility to
responsibility
his
to his
family
family
to make sure
to
he
make sure he
comes
comes
home
home
to his
to his
family.
family.
Right.
You know,
You know.
so I mean,
So
I
I mean,
hope
I
it's a
hope it's a
lesson for
lesson for
Mike
Mike
McDaniel's to,
McDaniel's to,
if one of your
one of your
players gets
players
hurt
gets
like
hurt
this,
like
man,
this, man.
you got to
You got to
think
think
more
more
past the
past the
game.
game.
100%.
You
You
got
know,
to
you got
think
to think
about
about
his
his
family.
family.
Sorry about
Sorry
that,
about that,
guys.
guys.
Uh, you have to
You
think
have to
about
think
his
about his
family,
family,
his
his
children,
children,
your
your
relationship with
relationship with
him,
him,
and
and
how
how
you're gonna
you're gonna
look. Like,
look.
there's
Like,
a
there's
lot
a
of
lot
things
of
that
things
come
that
down
come
to it
down
in
to it
winning
in
a
winning
game.
a
Look,
game.
they're
Look,
gonna
they're
be
gonna
by
be
next
by
week
next
they'll be
week they'll be
4-1.
4-1.
If even
If
if
even
they
if they
rest
rest
Tua
Tua
again, and
again
then they
and then
play
they play
Minnesota.
Minnesota,
If they lose
they
to
lose to
Minnesota out of
Minnesota out
six
of six
games, you guys
games,
are
you guys are
4-2.
4-2.
Right.
I'm sorry,
I'm
there's
sorry,
nothing
there's
to be
nothing to be
ashamed about
ashamed
that.
about
And the
that.
way
And the
that
way that
everything's
everything's
looking,
looking,
they
they
still have a
still have a
shot to
shot
take
to
that
take that
division.
division.
They already
They
have
already
the
have the
tiebreaker with
tiebreaker with
Buffalo for
Buffalo for
one of the
one of the
games.
games.
Yeah.
So I
So
mean,
I
they
mean,
were in
they
the
were in the
driver's seat.
driver's
There's
seat.
no
There's no
reason to
reason to
rush him
rush him
back,
back,
especially from the
especially from
way
the
he
way he
looked those
looked
first
those
few
first
weeks
few
of
weeks
playing.
of
He looked
playing. He looked
fantastic.
fantastic.
He did.
So
So it,
like you
like you
said,
said,
why does it
why does
take
it
so
take so
long for
long
them
for them
to
to
change
change
rules?
it?
This should have
This
been
should
a
have been a
thing.
thing,
What, 10
what,
years
10 years
ago?
ago?
Yeah, but
At
you
At
you know
least.
least.
you know the league don't care. You know they don't care.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
for
it's
as
for
many
as many
times they
times
say
they
they
say
care.
they
Oh,
care. Oh,
we
we
put
put
players
players,
safety first. Dude, if you
dude,
were
if you were
putting their
putting their
safety
safety
first, those
first,
new
those new
helmets
helmets
and all
and
these
all these
rules, it would
rules,
have
it
been
would have been
years
years
ago those
ago those
changes would have
changes
been
would have
made.
been made.
Exactly. You know, I mean, I don't know what their insurance policy is like or anything like that, but I mean, you know, all the players that play, whether it's a third stringer, a first stringer, a superstar, a Hall of Famer, they should all have the same. They should all be covered under the same health insurance from the league,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and even after they retire, they should have lifetime insurance from the NFL,
Or at
Or at
least
least
set
annual
set
yourself up.
yourself
annual,
up.
annual checkups and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No,
I
I
mean,
No,
agree.
hockey should do the same. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean,
yeah,
hockey, they
hockey.
definitely should.
hockey is a physical sport like football. You know, so
I
I
100%
100%
I mean,
agree
agree
with
with
you.
you.
honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, every sport should have it. I mean, granted, baseball and basketball aren't as physical, but you know,
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
you still
you still
got
got
guys getting
guys getting
beamed in the
beamed in the
head,
head,
yeah, you know, I mean,
guys
so
hitting
guys
the
hitting the
wall,
wall,
guys
guys
colliding.
colliding.
you know, I mean, granted, it's a lesser degree and it's not as physical. So then, you know, maybe the insurance wouldn't be as good, or maybe you know as prolific or whatever you want to call it as the NFL or the NHL. But now, like I said, now that I'm thinking about it, all these organizations, I mean, fuck, all these fucking
Sports.
leagues,
Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, should have insurance for their players, and these players shouldn't have to pay for insurance.
I
I
agree with
agree
you.
with
Or
you. Or
even
even
if it
if
was
it was
offered to
offered to
them
them
when they
when they
signed their
signed their
contract.
contract.
Okay,
Okay,
you
you
make
make
two
two
million,
million,
right?
right?
Well,
Well,
you have
you
the
have the
option.
option.
You
You
could
could
take,
take,
partial,
partial,
insurance,
insurance,
which
which
would
would
be
be
like
like
a
a
hundred
hundred
grand
grand
out
out
of
of
your
your
pay,
pay,
or if
or
you
No,
want.
not even that. I wouldn't even do that because every player gets paid differently.
Yeah.
yeah,
You play for this sport. It's like when you get a job. You know, you'll hear about the company's insurance. insurance. You find out that it's insurance, but it's insurance. So you can either stick with the current insurance you have if you have it, whether it's Medicaid or whatever you have, or you take the company's insurance.
Okay.
Okay.
It should not affect what you make.
So then,
So
all
then,
right.
all
So
right. So
then,
then,
so then
so
the
then the
player
player
association,
association,
all the
all the
players
players
association
association
should be
should be
offering
offering
insurance to
insurance
their
to their
players.
players.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
yes, the
yes, the
league
league
does
does
their
their
part and
part and
everything,
everything,
but
but
if the
if the
players
players
association,
association,
because
because
every
every
sport has
sport
a
has a
player
player
association,
association.
if your
If your
players
players
association
association
isn't
isn't
fighting for
fighting
you
for
to
you to
get
get
lifetime
lifetime
insurance or
insurance,
at
or at
least
least
coverage
coverage
while you
while you
play,
play,
then you
then
need
you
to
need to
address your
address your
players
players
union.
union.
coverage while you play, and even if you're not going to get lifetime insurance after, they should still be paying for annual checkups. Or like, all right, maybe not for baseball because after baseball, I mean, there's really no need for an annual checkup as far as like sports related injuries go. But I mean, for football, it's like even if you're not going to give them lifetime insurance, at least make sure there's a program set up where okay, they can go in there for annual checkups, CAT scans and get
CTE
CTE
scans.
and
scans.
get certain things like that were related to football, so you can see anything pre-existing or anything that's going to pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh shit.
and this way they get the proper treatment that they need. This way you can catch things early in the event. I mean, I still don't know if they can catch CTE early because I've read multiple times that they don't find that until after the player dies. But I mean, as a player's progressing, I mean, there with CTE scans and stuff. I mean, there's no way to find out. I mean, you really mean you tell me you can't do no kind of cognitive brain
Oh,
tests from that?
There's
definitely, they
definitely they
There's
have
got
have
to
those.
be
those.
some way to slowly put someone through a process to figure out if they have anything going on up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
if you're
if
not
you're
going
not
to
going to
offer
offer
checkups, then
checkups,
there
then
should
there
be
should be
free
free
CTE
CTE
scans.
scans.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Every 6 months or
Every
something.
Every
yeah,
yeah,
every
every
whatever
whatever
it
it
has to
has to
be,
be,
that should
that
be
should be
given to
given
them
to
for
them for
free.
free.
Right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
For the
For the
amount of
amount
head
of head
trauma that
trauma
they
that they
continuously
continuously
get,
get,
that
that
should be
should be
one of the
one of the
major
major
things that
things
the
that the
NFL
NFL
offers.
offers.
And
And
especially
especially
since
since
what
what
that
that
movie
movie
Concussion
Concussion
came
came
out, and
out, and
even
even
during
during
the
the
real
real
time
time
of when
of when
Concussion was
Concussion
out,
was out,
the
the
NFL should
NFL
have been
should have
way
been
ahead
way
of
ahead
this.
of this.
Yeah.
I
I
understand
understand
health
health
technology
technology
catches
catches
up and
up
it
and it
only
only
goes
goes
so
so
fast,
fast,
but
but
every
every
advancement they
advancement they
should have
should
been
have been
on it
on it
and
and
moving
moving
forward.
forward.
That's why they just don't care, and it takes players to die
And get
And
seriously
seriously
hurt like
hurt like
Tua
Tua
did.
for
did.
them to be like, oh, we gotta do something about this.
Well,
Like
Well,
you know that
that's their
their publicizing
publicizing
team.
team. You know,
That's their
that's their
publicist.
publicist.
Like, yeah,
Like,
we're
yeah,
not
we're
in a
not in
good
a good
space
space
right now.
right
We
now.
need
We need
to
to
get that
get that
done.
done.
right, it's crazy.
I wouldn't even
I
say it's
wouldn't even say it's
crazy. It's just
crazy. It's just a
a
lack
lack
of
of
caring.
caring.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
know
mean, I know
you've
you've
yet to
yet to
finish
finish
Ballers.
Ballers.
Uh,
Uh,
but
but
Ballers had
Ballers had
something
something
similar
similar
like
like
this at
this
the
at
end
the
of
end of
the
the
show.
show.
Spencer
Spencer
becomes the
becomes the
owner of the
owner of the
Kansas City
Kansas City
Chiefs,
Chiefs,
and what
and
he
what he
wants to
wants
do
to
is
do is he wants to
bring
bring
free, lifetime and
lifetime
free
and free
healthcare for
healthcare for
players.
players.
Okay.
But it
But
has
it
to go
has to
to a
go to a
vote.
vote.
So what
So
he
what
did
he
is he
did is
went
he
to the
went to the
owners'
owners'
meeting,
meeting,
right?
right?
And
And
he
he
had
had
all the
all the
players
players
publicly,
publicly,
tweet,
tweet,
Instagram,
Instagram
all their
all their
injuries
injuries
throughout their
throughout their
career.
career.
Okay.
And
And
basically,
basically,
Spencer
Spencer
turns
turns
around to
around
the
to the
owners.
owners. He
He goes,
goes,
look,
look,
if you
if
don't
you
want
don't
to
want
do
to
this,
do this,
then
then
be
be
prepared
prepared
for
for
all this
all this
shit to
shit
go
to go
global.
global.
And then
And
it'll
then
be
it'll be
10
10
times worse
times
for you
worse for you
dealing with
dealing
it
with it
then
then
instead of
instead
just
of just
agreeing
agreeing
to it
to it
now.
now.
Yeah.
And
And
essentially
essentially
they
they
agree
agree
because he
because he
puts them
puts
in
them
a
in a
hard
hard
spot. Like,
spot.
look,
Like, look,
for
for
years
years
upon
upon
years,
years,
these
these
players,
players,
yes,
yes,
they've
they've
sacrificed
sacrificed
their
their
body,
body,
yes,
yes,
for a
for a
little bit
little
of
bit of
change.
change.
But the
But the
amount of
amount of
money that
money
you
that you
guys
guys
bring
bring
in
in
Yeah, is ridiculous.
is
ridiculous for you
ridiculous for
not
you
to at
not to at
least,
least,
to
to
somewhat some
somewhat some
degree,
degree,
give them
give them
health care.
health care.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I mean,
like you
like
said
you said
earlier, when you
earlier,
go
when
to
you
a
go to a
job,
job,
if it's
if
a
it's a
good
good enough
enough job
job
that
that
has
has
a
a
healthcare
healthcare
plan,
plan,
they
they
offer
offer
you
you
health
health
insurance.
insurance.
So you're
So you're
telling
telling
me
me
a company
company
that makes
that
a
makes a
fraction of
fraction
what
of
one
what one
NFL
NFL
franchise
franchise
makes
makes
offers
offers
healthcare
healthcare
and
and
you
you
don't?
don't?
Yeah, I know.
That's no,
No, that's
there's
there's
no there's
no there's
no
no
It doesn't
there's
make
no
there's no
sense.
excuse.
excuse.
It
It
doesn't make
doesn't make
sense. There's
sense.
no
There's no
excuse.
excuse.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's
It's
absolute
absolute
bullshit.
bullshit.
And
And
guys,
guys,
we've
we've
talked
talked
about this
about
in
this in
length
length
before. So
before.
if you
So if
guys
you
want to
guys want to
check us
check us
out,
out,
it
it
should be
should
in
be
our
in our
episodes.
episodes.
It's
It's
free
free
healthcare for
healthcare
all
for all
players.
players. That's the name of the episode.
Remember that?
I think we did that about what,
2-3 months
3 months
ago?
ago?
Something like that. We
Yeah.
definitely did an episode on that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, especially remember when we talked about what's that movie
with
with Tom Cruise and
Cuba
Cuba
Gooding
Gooding
Jr.
Jr.
Oh, yeah, fucking Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, yes. Where the opening scene to the movie is he goes to the hospital, right? And the guy's in the hospital with a concussion, getting evaluated, and he goes, Doc, I need the blood. I need to get that bonus next week. Then he's out in the hallway. The kid comes out. He's, my dad gonna be right. Yeah, your dad's the man, bro. He's gonna be good. Like,
And
the kid turns around and goes, "You're a fucking asshole."
I mean,
I had every right to say that. Like, you're making cash off my dad. My dad's out here probably gonna die in the next 10 years because of all the head trauma. And all you can say to me is, "Yeah, your dad's the man. He'll be all right."
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much all the NFL news, barring injury reports. If you guys want to see injury reports, or if you guys want to hear it, let us know. Tweet us out, and I will include it for next Sunday. And it'll be better because we won't have the 9 o'clock game, so you'll know everybody who's going to be in and out for next week. But we're going to move on to the pick'ems.
And I think Minnesota just got another interception.
Oh, what? He threw a pick? Or Andy Dalton threw another pick?
I think Chris Olave fumbled.
I don't know. It doesn't. It's not on the thing. I have him 3 for 35 and a touchdown, no fumble.
What number is he? 11?
12.
12? All right, no, that was number 11.
All
right, so Danny, who'd you take for this game?
Minnesota.
I took Minnesota as well.
Just
I took the Bengals in the Thursday night game.
I took Miami. I think that game would have been better if Tua never got hurt.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it looked like Teddy was moving the ball well. I thought he was definitely going to get him back in the game, but I mean,
I think if he never threw that pick, because I mean, I think there was a little miscommunication between him and the tight end.
yeah.
The tight end ran like a little slant route where he wanted him to run a fade up the number. I mean, the hashes.
And it didn't even look like Gesicki was even fucking looking at him.
Yeah, exactly. That's oh boy. All right, he's out of bounds.
You're lucky.
I mean, I get it. You're trying to run your route, but I mean, you should still be aware of where,
What's not even
that. Once he calls the play, right? And you break cuddle, just walk up to him. Like, you want me going up the seam, or do you want me to, slant in from the seam?
Right.
And he'll probably tell you, no, just stay with it. Stay with the seam. So I mean, barring if he didn't throw that pick, I think they probably scored touchdowns because at that point, if you like the game, you got to go for it. That's 4th-round territory. You get that touchdown, that game may be a little different. Big ups to Teddy for coming in and looking like he was starting the whole year. I mean, it looked like he didn't skip a fucking beat besides that one play. So out of that one play from what? 5 minutes left in the second quarter to playing 30. So he played 35 minutes.
I think he threw 19 to 24, about a buck 96, and a touchdown and an interception.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're a Miami Dolphins fan, don't fucking start, paddling, getting panicky. Teddy's gonna take care of you.
I agree.
Teddy's been doing this for years. All right.
Who do
you got? Browns or the Falcons?
See, I hate your order because your order is off mine, and
you do your order, then I'll just go with you.
It just confuses me. Chargers, Texans.
I took the Chargers.
Me too.
I mean, even with the amount of people that are hurt, there's still a way more talented team than the Texans are.
Yeah.
And I won't take anything away from the Texans. The Texans are playing hard.
They are.
They haven't
gotten blown out.
No, every game they've been in, every game they've played so far.
Exactly. No disrespect to you, Danny. They kind of remind me of last year's Vikings.
Oh, I would.
To a little bit of a degree. Not as good as the Vikings because they were losing by field goals. Almost.
Yeah, but they were losing those games in the final 2 minutes of every game.
Yeah. All right.
So next is Bears at Giants. I got the Giants.
I took the Bears.
Well, they need to be 2-2 after this week, so if they were playing somebody else, I'd pick
Yeah,
the
but
other team.
the
the
reason why
reason
I
why I
picked the
picked the
Bears
Bears
is the
is the
Giants are
Giants are
1-5
1-5
against the Bears for like the
for like the
last
last
six,
six,
seven
7
years.
years.
Well, they're due for a shift change.
And
And
honestly,
honestly,
Daniel
Daniel
Jones
Jones
against
against
Chicago,
Chicago,
Excuse me. That was bad.
terrible.
terrible.
Oh, that was a bad burp.
Like one of
Like
those
one of those
acid
acid
reflux
reflux
burps.
burps.
Yeah, where you could taste your food.
I like
I like
leftovers.
leftovers.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly.
You
You
can't
can't
go
go
wrong
wrong
with
with
a
a
burp
burp
like
like
that.
that.
But yeah, I think that, like I said, I think the Giants are due for a shift change.
All right.
All right.
I mean,
I
they
mean,
would
they
be in
would
a
be in a
sense
sense
due,
due, but they already have that win. But there's,
I could
I
agree
could agree
upon
upon
it
it
that
that
they're
they're
due.
due.
I
And
like
I
the way
like the way
the
the, I like the way the Bears are
playing.
playing
Yeah,
Defensively.
defensively.
I
I
mean,
mean,
they
they
kind of
kind of
held
held
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers
Rodgers
in a
in a
way
way
to a
to a
decent amount
decent
of
amount of
points
points
where if
where
they
if
had
they had
a
a
better
better
offense, they
offense,
may
they
have
may
been
have
able
been
to
able
win
to
that
win
game
that
or
game or
tie it.
tie it.
I mean a couple. I mean, and granted, he always owns the Bears, but I mean,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
that
Monday
Monday
night game
night game
didn't look
didn't look
like
like
it
it
was,
was,
you know,
you know.
no. I mean, if you go back 2 or 3 years ago, that was a game that would have been a lot worse than what it looked like.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
100%.
100%.
I mean,
So
I
I mean,
think
I
that's
think
gonna
that's
be a
gonna be a
good
good
game
game
though.
though.
Giants
I
Giants
was
versus
versus
thinking
Bears.
about watching it. Yeah,
I
I think that's gonna be a good game.
I
All
mean,
right.
I'm not a Giant fan. I don't watch the Giants, but I mean, I'm contemplating watching that game, but we'll see. So
Excuse me.
next is the Seahawks at Lions.
Who'd you
Who'd you
take?
take?
I took the Seahawks.
I
I
took the
took the
Seahawks
Seahawks
too,
too,
just
just
because
because Detroit is really banged up right now,
bro.
bro. They barely have any wide receivers today.
Right.
Amon St. Brown's like done for the day. DJ Shark done for the day. That rookie's not even there. Like
Hmm.
it's
it's
not
not
looking
looking
too
too
good.
good
I
on. I
mean,
mean,
they
they
got
got
golf.
golf.
DeAndre Swift is out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. He's out.
I
I
mean,
mean,
Jamal
Jamal
Williams
Williams
is
is
still,
still,
a
a
pretty
pretty
good
good
back.
back. That
Yeah,
can
but you can't run the ball all day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
fucking
fucking
right
right
about
about
that.
that.
I mean, the Seahawks, aren't that bad, but I mean, yeah, I don't see Jared Goff being able to muster up anything this week. I mean, I'm not saying he'll do bad, but I don't think it's definitely not going to be enough for a victory.
All right,
All right,
let me
hold on. Let me
just
just
find
find
Detroit.
Detroit.
So,
Doug,
Really?
really?
This is
This
the
is the
stupidest
stupidest
shit,
shit
man. I
ever. I
can't
can't
stand.
stand
what are you looking for?
Oh,
Oh, I
I
got
got
it. I
it.
got it.
This
This
is
is
so
so
fucking
fucking
stupid.
stupid.
All right, Detroit.
Detroit.
Okay,
Okay,
all
all
right.
right.
DJ
DJ
Shark
Shark
is
is
out.
out.
Monte
Monte
Brown is
Brown is
out.
out.
Josh
Josh
Reynolds
Reynolds
is
is
out.
out.
DeAndre
DeAndre
Swift
Swift
is
is out.
Like
TJ Hawkinson is out.
Damn.
Yeah, like if they had at least Amon and Hawkinson, I probably would have taken Detroit.
Yeah.
But not to have.
They don't even have their
1, 2, or 3, bro. Or their starting running back, or their number 1 tight end. Honestly, I think Pete's gonna send.
He's
He's
gonna
gonna
send the
send the
Sharks.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
So
think it's
I
gonna
think
be
it's
a
gonna be a
long day for
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And
But Jared Goff hasn't looked that bad this year. He's looked all right.
Yeah, no, he's looked pretty good. I mean, he hasn't looked as good as he did that year they went to the Super Bowl with Atlanta, but
You mean
The
the Rams?
Rams.
oh, what?
That was Tom Matt Ryan.
Right, yeah, right.
They
They
both
both lost to
New
New
England.
England, but
Yeah.
I get how you can confuse it.
All right,
All right, what do you got next, buddy?
Now is the Browns at the Falcons.
I took
I
the
took the
Brownies.
Mm-hmm. Yep, me too. Let's go, Nick Chubb. I need another 40-plus week, buddy.
He
probably will.
I mean, Atlanta, yeah, I think he's going to run it down their throat.
All right,
So-
what's up next? It's definitely gonna be.
There's only 3 games left. No, 4.
Titans.
1.
Yeah, Titans at Colts.
I
I took the Colts.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Redskins at Cowboys.
I
I took the boys.
Yep.
I think that like for Philly to have 9 sacks last week against or 2 weeks ago against the Commanders.
No, that was last week.
That was last week that had 9 sacks on.
That was the homecoming for Carson Puck.
Oh yeah. I think the Cowboys defense is gonna feast as well.
I agree. I'm hoping they do.
Oh yeah, you got him in.
I do. Next is Bills at Ravens. I'm taking the Bills. I think that game, even though the Ravens defense is a little banged up, I feel as though that game's going to be a little closer than people might be thinking.
I took the Bills.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a competitive game. Just how Miami and Buffalo was last week.
Right.
I mean, I think it's just going to be a little different. You're not going to see, as like how Tua was throwing the ball all over the yard against them. Against Buffalo, I think Lamar's going to do it more with his legs.
Yeah,
because they like Buffalo's gonna be at least a little happier. You're not facing fucking Waddle in a week again.
Yeah,
I mean that's like a okay.
Yeah, but you still got to fucking deal with Stephon Diggs. Fucking.
No, that's Baltimore. I'm saying from Baltimore offensive, from Baltimore's defense. Looking at no, I get what you're saying.
You see,
I had it mixed up.
They got to deal with Isaiah McKenzie, Dawson Knox, Stephon Diggs. I mean, I don't know the status of Gabriel Davis this week, but I think he's also going to be out again. But still,
I'd rather deal with Stephon Diggs and Dawson Knox than Tyreek and Waddle.
Yeah, but Josh Allen's a beast.
Yes.
So
I think it's going to be the battle of the quarterbacks today.
Yeah.
I think this is the game that's probably going to settle the MVP. You know what I mean?
You're really gonna put Lamar in the MVP category right now already?
Why not?
This early in the year?
Yeah. Why not? Everybody else kisses.
His ass.
Wow. Everybody else kisses Patrick Mahomes' ass.
Oh, well, we know that.
So
Lamar's looked good for his first few weeks.
So
I give credit where credit's due, and I won't take it away from him. My opinion probably won't change until he proves me wrong, but it's still like he's pretty good.
I'm gonna wait till about week 10 or 11 to say that. Right now, Josh Allen's my MVP. The way, granted they lost to Miami last week, but the way Buffalo's come out looking so far this year, like they got a chip on their shoulder, they got something to prove. So
I'm not mad at that.
Next is Jaguars at the Eagles.
I took the Eagles.
I took the Jaguars.
Wow. It should have been flipped.
Why?
Because I was anticipating you taking the Eagles, and I at last minute last night, I was like,
they just look too fucking good.
Well, why did you think I would take the Eagles?
Because you've been on there, you've been riding the train,
how good they are
defensively.
Yeah, but and granted, I do have one of their guys in fantasy, but I don't know. Like I said, like even yesterday with they hated to love it with Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that they can definitely do what we were talking about as far as going like 11-6, even though I don't think they're that ready yet. I'm hoping that they are that ready, and I'm hoping that they show up.
The way they've been playing it, I can see an upset.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't think it's an upset, but I think it would be more of kind of like.
Nah, if the Jaguars beat Philly, that's an upset.
Statement.
Oh.
Look at how good Philly's defense has been, and everyone's got, not everybody, but a lot of people got Philly pegged as a Super Bowl contender coming out of the East.
I certainly do.
So that's why I think it would be. I guess an upset works too, but I feel it'd be more of a statement game. Neutralize that Philly defense, and and Trevor Lawrence have a good game and defensively and everything like that. So
it's all right. I just made a pickup right on the spot right now.
Who'd you pick up?
I just scooped up Seattle's defense and dropped the Eagles.
Really? Why?
We just went through it. Who did Detroit have today?
Oh, yeah, but why drop Philly's defense? That's a good defense to have in general.
I did. They play against, I guess. I don't know. Jaguars are a talented team.
You know
You
what
know
I
what I
mean?
mean?
They
They have
have
good running
game.
game.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And
They
they
have
have
decent
decent
receivers.
receivers. And
Trevor's
Trevor's
been
been
wanting
wanting
like
like
lighting it
light
up with
up
them.
with them.
So
So
I think
I
it'll
think it'll
be
be
a
a
little bit
little bit
more
more
of
of
a
a
challenge
challenge
for them
for them
today than
today
it was
than it was
last week.
last week.
Okay.
And
And
like we
like
like
we
I
like
I
I like I
really think
really think
Seattle's gonna
Seattle's gonna
fucking
fucking
now they're
now
gonna
they're
put
gonna put
all the
all the
pressure on
pressure on
Jared
Jared
Goff.
Goff.
Yeah, well, I would love fucking Jared Goff to fucking light up that Seahawks defense, just in spite of what you just did.
Thanks,
Thanks,
buddy.
buddy.
Love
Yeah,
it.
Love it.
That's
That's
love right
love
there,
right there,
people.
people.
That's
That's
love.
love.
that's fantasy love.
All
That's
All
fantasy love.
right,
right,
who
what
do
do
you
you
got
got
next? I think
next?
there's
I think
one
there's
game
one game
left.
left.
Yeah, Jets at Steelers.
I
I
took
took
the
the
Jets.
Jets.
Me too.
I
I
think the
think the
Jets.
Jets.
Zach
Zach
Wilson
Wilson
coming
coming
back.
back.
No
No
T.J.
T.J.
Watt,
Watt,
and the
and the
Jets are
Jets are
due.
due.
They're
They're
1-10
against the
against
Steelers
the
in
Steelers
since
the
the
last
last
2015 or
2015
something
or
like
something.
that.
And now that Ben's not there, and honestly, that Steelers team right now is in such disarray. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, granted, I know you have Najee, but he's not looking. Not that he's hurt, but he's just not looking how you expected him to look.
What you talking about?
Your quarterback issue is what he had a good game last week, fantasy wise.
Bro,
Bro,
10
10
attempts,
attempts,
23
23
yards,
yards,
20
20
points.
points.
All
All
right,
right,
New
New
England,
England,
10
10
attempts,
attempts,
49
49
yards,
yards,
28
28
points.
points.
Yeah,
15
from like
15
I
yards.
said, from a fantasy perspective, he's not looking too bad because the way you have your point system set up. But I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying, as far as a real life scenario, the way that offense looks, like last
What
week, like when we were watching that Thursday night
Brown
game,
game.
they looked good the first half, running the ball. Second half, I don't know what we're gonna do, guys. We're
Well,
gonna
yeah,
run
well,
fast.
Mitch just
like
like
That's
that
what I'm
second
saying.
half,
the
They
the
look
Browns made great
adjustments.
adjustments.
I
I
mean,
mean,
because
because that first half, Mitch was getting out of the pocket and then just slinging it to people.
In
In
the
the
second
second
half,
half, they put all that shit to a stop.
Even still, Brown's showing up and stepping up or whatever. That I do not trust that Pittsburgh team. I mean, defensively, yeah, you might do okay, but I mean, they don't have an identity. Honestly, it's time for Kenny Pickett.
Well, I think what's his
What's his
name?
name?
Who's the other guy?
Uh,
The wide receiver Pickett.
Pickett.
Oh, George Pickens,
Yeah,
Yeah,
George Pickens.
George Pickens.
He's
He's
probably
probably
screaming
screaming
for
for
fucking
Kenny Pickett.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they need someone to throw him the ball, so it's just I don't know. And they're on the road. I can see the Jets going into Heinz Field and doing their thing. So
I could see it too. I think they
They
do.
do.
yeah, and you said that was what the last of the 1 o'clocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
last
that's
of
what
1 o'clock.
So next is Cardinals at Panthers.
I take
I
the
took the
Panthers.
Panthers. Me too.
So,
Fuck you, Kyler.
Why
Why
don't you
don't you
tell them why?
Because you're a fucking bum. You're a no good bum. Yeah, obviously you're better at football than I am, but you're a fucking no good bum. You don't know how to fucking read defenses.
No, I
I
really
really
don't.
do.
As we've
We've
seen on
seen
that
on that
film that
film
we've
that
seen
we've
on
seen on
fucking
fucking
Twitter,
Twitter.
he
He
can't
can't
even
even.
fucking. He
He don't even know what a hot
read
read is.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I took the Panthers. What did you have next? Patriots at Packers.
Broncos at Raiders.
I
I
took the
took the
Broncos.
Broncos.
Me too.
I mean, they haven't been winning in the greatest ways, but they're still winning.
And that defense is, fantasy wise, it's okay.
Yeah.
But real life wise, that defense is the reason why that team is 2-1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Without a
Without
doubt.
a doubt.
So Patriots at Packers. I took the Packers.
I took the Packers as well. Mac Jones isn't playing.
Mm-hmm.
He's out for a couple weeks with a very severe high ankle sprain that we don't know yet, but it possibly may need surgery.
Yeah. So that's probably gonna have him out for the year if he needs surgery.
Yeah, but the funniest thing is, man,
you know
me.
me.
I fuck my ankles up all the
goddamn time.
time.
Not like that.
Bro,
Bro,
I've
I've
literally
literally
jumped up
jumped
one
up one
time to
time
like,
to like,
touch the
touch the
ceiling,
ceiling,
and I
and
thought
I
I was
thought I was
gonna
gonna
come
come
down,
down,
and I
and I
felt the
felt the
side of
side
my
of my
bone
bone
touch the
touch the.
floor. I
I
I
literally
mean,
literally
put it in
put it in
ice,
ice,
ace
ace
bandaged
bandaged
it,
it,
left the
left
ace
the ace
bandage
bandage
on.
on.
Like I
Like
would
I would
take it
take it
off
off
at
at
night
night
just so
just
it
so it
would
would
breathe.
breathe.
Every day
Every
an ace
day an ace
bandage. I
bandage.
was
I was
walking
walking
around.
around.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I'd
I'd
imagine to
imagine to
run it,
run
you're
it,
gonna
you're
be
gonna be
running a
running
little
a little
gingerly,
gingerly,
but
but
you're just throwing the
throwing the
ball.
ball.
yeah, football's a physical sport. We live in fucking urban America, and we go to fucking and we were going to school and shit, and not doing, you know, it's
But if
But
it's
if it's
that
because
that
bad, it
bad,
you
and
needs
if it
gotta
needs
surgery,
figure
then
you
it's
gotta
it's
figure
surgery.
step backs and moving in the pocket and
No, shuffling your
avoiding
shuffling
feet.
feet.
avoiding sacks.
The fuck is in my
You
eye?
know, it's
No, I
No, I
get it.
get it.
Shuffling your
Shuffling your
feet,
feet,
sliding.
sliding.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another level.
Yeah, but I
Yeah, but
took
I
the
took the
Packers. I
Packers.
think
I
the
think the
Packers should
Packers should
still
still
win
win
that
that
game.
game.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
All
now
right, now
the
the
8
8
o'clock
o'clock
game.
game.
Sunday
Chiefs
night.
at
At
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
You know, I really don't want to watch that game, but I might.
I took
I
the
took the Bucks.
Bucks.
Me too. I mean, no, I took the Chiefs.
You
You
took the
took the
Chiefs?
Chiefs?
I did.
I
I
took the
took the
Bucks
Bucks
because
because
that
that
Bucks
Bucks
defense
defense
is
is
just
just
like
like I
I trust
trust
the
the
defense
defense
more
more
than
than
the
the
Chiefs
Chiefs
defense
defense
against
against
Tom.
Tom.
And you know
Mm.
You know
Tom's
Tom's
gonna take
gonna
this
take
game
this game
personally.
personally.
Well, I don't like Tom, so
Well,
Well, who
who
do
do you
you
dislike
dislike
more
more
than
than
Tom,
Tom,
or
or
who do you
who do you
dislike
dislike
more,
more,
Tom or
Tom or
Pat?
Pat?
obviously right now Tom to pick the Chiefs.
All
All
right, then
right,
the
then the
Monday
Monday
night
And I
night
game.
and I
game.
just think the matchup favors the Chiefs a little bit. I just feel in my gut.
Offensively,
Offensively,
maybe
maybe
Yeah,
compared to
compared
the
to the
Bucks.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
Monday
Monday
night, the
night, the
Rams at
Rams
the
at the
49ers.
49ers.
the Rams
Yeah, I
Yeah,
took
I
the
took the
Rams
Rams
too.
too.
Like, even
Like
though I
even
think
though I
it's gonna
think
be
it's
a
gonna be a
rough
rough
game.
game.
a little bit.
It
It
depends
depends
unless
unless
if
if
San
San
Fran
Fran
gets
gets
Debo and
Debo and
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 all
all
their
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 whole
whole
offense
offense
going and
going and
clicking.
clicking.
Maybe a
Maybe a
good
good
game.
game.
Yeah.
All
All
right, so
right, so
that's
that's
this
this
week's
week's
pick'ems.
pick'ems.
All right,
Right?
I guess
Yes. Oh,
top
top
five
five
dead or
dead or
alive
alive
now,
now.
and that would
That
be
would be
defensive
defensive
coordinators
coordinators
this
this
week.
week.
So I'll
So
let you
I'll
go
let you
first,
go
Danny.
first, Danny.
Okay. Number one, Tom Landry. Number two, Bill Belichick. Number three, Chuck Knowles. You know, I mean, he's the guy that formed that started the steel curtain in Pittsburgh. I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
how does he not get credit for what he did with the Steelers in the '70s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to say his last name, but I'm gonna say it this way because it sounds funny. Bill Asperger, Farger, the no-name defense. He was the defensive coordinator the year the Dolphins went undefeated.
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
And George Halas, number five. You know, I mean, he essentially invented defense, and
Okay.
he was one of the founding guys involved for getting the NFL started.
All
All
right.
right.
And he, the monsters of the Midway. You know, I mean,
Is that
Is that
Chicago?
Chicago?
Or
yeah.
is that?
Was that?
Yeah. All right.
So
All right.
All right.
What's some
There's
names
some
I
names
haven't
I
heard
haven't
before
heard
on that
before on that
list?
list.
All right. Mine's
Mine's
Tom
Tom
Landry
Landry
number
number
one.
one.
I have
I
Bill
have
at
Bill at
number
number
two.
two. Rob
Marinelli
Marinelli
at
at
three.
three.
really,
Yes.
Yes.
Dan
Dan
Quinn
Quinn
at
at
four,
four,
and
and
Bud
Bud
Ryan
Ryan
or
or
Bum
Bum
Ryan
Ryan
at
at
number
number
five.
five.
He's the
He's the
why
reason.
reason.
Okay.
Okay.
I Rob Marinelli. That's I'm just
Uh,
curious.
Rob
Rob
Marinelli
Marinelli
was
was
one of
one
the
of the
guys in
guys in
Seattle at the
Seattle at the
time.
time.
He's
He's
been
been
pretty much
pretty much
everywhere he
everywhere he
goes. He
goes. He
plays the
plays the
same
same
style, like
style,
the
like the
Legion of
Legion of
Boom. That's
Boom. That's
Rob.
Rob.
No,
No,
that
that
wasn't
wasn't
Rob.
Rob.
Rob
Rob
played
played
for. He
for
did it with
with
us,
us,
and I
and I
forget who he
forget
did
who
it
did
with
it with
also. But
also. But
he's
he's
he
like he
plays the
plays the
same.
same.
Like
Like
he
he
plays a
plays
very
a
good
very
two
good
deep
two deep
system with a
system
lot
with
of
a lot of
exotic
exotic
blitzes
blitzes
added
added
two
two
deep
deep
safeties.
safeties.
Hmm.
I just
I
like
just like
the way
the
he
way he
runs his
runs his
system.
system.
You know what I mean,
I
if you
mean, if
can
you
get
can
some
get
nice
some
like
nice like
if you can get
you
a
can get
guy
a
like
guy
Cam
like Cam
Chancellor or a
Chancellor
guy
or a
like
guy
Earl
like Earl
Thomas
Thomas
back there,
back there,
you
you
can
could
do a
do a
lot
lot
with
with
whatever you
whatever you
fucking
fucking
got up
got up
front.
front.
Right.
You know what I
You
mean?
know what I mean?
Dan
Dan
Quinn,
Quinn,
Legion of
Legion of
Boom,
Boom,
and then I
and then I
had
had
Bum
Bum
Ryan.
Ryan.
He's the
He's
one.
the
He's
one. He's
pretty
pretty
much
much the reason for all that like 46 and not all of it, but like his attacking defense for Rex and Rob.
Now, did you choose Dan Quinn because of what he's doing in Dallas right now?
No, for doing what he did in Seattle and then going to Atlanta and doing what he's doing. And then Dallas is a contributing factor, yes. But I think his time in Seattle and then to go to Atlanta and bring Atlanta to a Super Bowl and impose the same defensive scheme, and it's a flying defense with people flying all over.
There's
There's a lot of confusion. That's
Right.
I think for me though, like Tom Landry and Bill Belichick is a given. I mean, Bill's defense is always the best in the league almost every fucking year.
He was on the Giants and
Giants
coached that team and
won
won
a
a
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl
with
with
the
the
Giants.
Giants.
He did it in Cleveland right before fucking Cleveland sold the team and then somebody bought the team again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah. I don't know. That Rob Marinelli is just really like.
Well, I mean, if anything, like I would take him out for that guy who made the defense. The guy who helped create start the NFL and shit like that.
Oh, George Hallis.
Yeah, George Hallis.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying Marinelli's a bad pick, but I don't know. Like, out of all the guys that could have been picked, I'm just like,
why him?
Yeah, I didn't even remember him until you said something.
Yes, I wouldn't be opposed. Like I was just I was going through the names in my head who I like really appreciated being a defensive coordinator.
Right.
I mean, but if I had to pick three, it's definitely Landry, Bill, and Dan Quinn. Because if I had all three of them in a room, that's a scary fucking room to impose a defensive fucking scheme.
I'd go with Landry, Bill, and George Hallis.
True.
As my top three.
All
right. So now this week's versus,
I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
It is.
I mean, it originally was O.J. Simpson versus Chris Johnson, CJ2K. But Danny felt that it was there's no argument there.
It's not even fair to Chris Johnson to put him up against fucking O.J. Simpson, one of the best running backs of all time.
Yeah, put him up against the juice.
Yeah, it's not. It's. I mean, I don't know what his stats would have been compared to, like, but I just felt that it was laughable. And then I watched a couple of highlight videos on O.J. Simpson, and then listening to some of the names that they were comparing him to and stuff, and I'm like, wait up. And then I went and I started watching highlight videos on Jim Brown. I was like, yo, this is the one we need to do. I was like, we need to do him versus Jim Brown for sure, because.
And I agree that it's a better matchup because we're gonna have a lot more to like at least talk about or debate about. I'm gonna go first. I think if I go first, it'll paint the picture better.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jim played from 57 to 65. 9 years.
9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For the first 4 years of his career, there was only 12 games in the season. So he played every game, started every game. So after that, for the next 5 years, they played 14 games a season.
So that's
118 games.
He
Played total. Started every single one.
He
He rushed the ball 2,359 times in those 9 years. He rushed for 12,312 yards in those 9 years. He had 106 total TDs in 9 years. His yards per average for his career were 5.2. His yards per game average is 104.3.
Yeah, I don't know if your stats said that, but the one video that I was watching said that he's the only running back to average 100 yards per game and 5 yards per carry as a career total.
Jesus.
So,
I mean, I'm gonna run through like
a little bit of his accolades, and I'm gonna point out some key moments in his season.
I mean, certain seasons throughout his career. So he was a one-time NFL champ. Which honestly, here's a stat that people don't know. Now this is before the merger, right? They were the first football team to ever go undefeated and win a championship before Miami.
So that's just a little tidbit there for you. He was an
He's an
eight-time
eight-time
Pro
Pro
Bowler,
Bowler,
eight-time
eight-time
All-Pro,
All-Pro,
nine-time Pro
nine-time Pro
Bowler,
Bowler,
three-time
three-time
MVP, and
MVP in
1957
1957
Rookie of the
Rookie of
Year.
the Year.
Now,
Now,
there's only
only
two
two
seasons
seasons
that he
that he
didn't
didn't
run
run
for a
for a
thousand
thousand
yards.
yards.
And
And 1962 he was 4
yards
yards
short.
short.
1957, his
1957 his
rookie year,
rookie
he
year
was
he was
58
58
yards
yards
short.
short.
Okay.
Okay.
His
His
greatest
greatest
season,
season,
he
he
averaged
averaged
135.1 yards
135.1
a
yards a
game,
game,
6.4
6.4
yards a
yards a
carry,
carry,
12
12
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
He ran
He
for
ran for
1,800 yards, 1,863
1,863
yards
yards
off of
off of
291
291
attempts
attempts
in
in
Jesus
14
14
Christ.
games.
games.
You
You
give
give
him
him
2 to
2 to
3
3
more
more
games,
games,
he's
he's
breaking
breaking
that
that
record.
record.
He
He
paced
Yeah.
paced
135
135
yards a
yards a
game.
game. Give him his average.
That's we'll
We'll
just give
just
him the
give him
two
the 2
games
games
because
because
we
we
just got
just
into
got
the
into the
17th.
17th.
That's
Right.
that's
That's
270
270
yards.
yards.
He's
He's
at
at
2063.
2063.
He's
He's
at
at
2.
2.
He's
He,
He's
he,
2150.
2150.
he shatters it.
2,150
2,150
yards he
yards.
had. That's
That's
fucking
fucking
redonkulous.
ridiculous.
And he's
And
the
he's the
only
only
back to
back to
never
never
lose a
lose a
yard.
Yeah.
yard.
From the line of scrimmage, right?
His
His
best year
best year
touchdown wise was his
was his
second year.
second year.
He rushed
He
for
rushed for
1,500
1,500
yards,
yards,
1,527,
1,527,
17
17
touchdowns,
touchdowns,
averaged
averaged
5.9
5.9
yards a
yards a
carry with
carry, with
127.3
127.3
yards a
yards a
game
game
off of
for
257
257
carries.
carries.
That sounds like that one year that Danny Tomlinson had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
right? And he did it in 12
games.
games.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
LaDainian
Danny had to do it with 4 extra.
and a less physical league at that time.
Yes. Maybe
Maybe
not
not
as
as
athletic,
but I would say yes, very less physical.
Because
I don't even know if the
face mask
penalty
was in the game yet.
No, I don't.
I don't even know if that was in there
Honestly,
yet.
I don't even know if they were throwing flags at that point.
It was wild.
They
They probably
were
were for like false starts,
maybe
maybe holding.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But
I remember the original flags weren't
red.
red.
I
I mean, they weren't yellow. They were red. There was no coach's challenge, so like the flags, the rest that they threw were red.
Right.
They
They didn't change it until
I don't know, I forget when,
because
because
people couldn't see
the flags
flags
being
being
thrown
thrown
on
on
TV,
TV,
so
so
I think
they had to change the color for that reason.
Don't
Don't
quote me
quote
on
me
it,
on
I'm
that,
not
I'm
sure.
not sure.
I
I mean, his like I said, best year rushing 1,863
yards.
yards.
You know, the
The only 2 seasons, I would say just one season, he didn't run over 1,000 yards.
Because that
996.
I mean, his
And his
lowest
lowest rushing attempts per year was that year at 4.3.
And he
And he averaged
71.1
71.1 yards a game.
Yeah, that's otherworldly. That guy.
Yeah,
It really is.
It's not even outwardly. I think he's an error player.
A generational player.
No, not a generational player. He's an error player. Generational player only fits in one generation. Error player means you just pick him up
and drop
him
him in
in
any era,
and he
and he
dominates.
You
You essentially see Jim Brown dominate today, and his name is Derrick Henry.
Maybe. I mean, I feel as though, with the way, even though the league's not as physical nowadays, but, with the way, with the athleticism and the speed of guys nowadays, I mean, I'm sure he would probably still do fine, but that stat where he didn't finish with a negative yard from the line of scrimmage, that would change.
Yeah,
probably.
But yeah, I mean.
All right, so he ran a 4.5 40.
4.5.
His height
and weight.
Yeah.
That's. I still think he not dominates, but like I said, he's an error player. You can put him in any era and he's gonna perform.
I mean, he
Maybe
was
not dominate.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a speed back, but I mean, it's just, dude, you couldn't tackle him, bro.
No, and he had the agileness and the balance to bounce around you, or just let you fly by. Like
you kind
of see the glimpse of him when Adrian Peterson did it against the Browns, where he just tossed my guy, get the fuck out of my way.
It's like when you watch his highlights, it's like he wasn't super elusive, and it wasn't, super agile and spin moves and this and that. But it's like the way he could, the way he'd be running, he could stop, take a step back, move to the side while he's fucking throwing someone off of his arm, or getting someone off of his leg, and then still keep running and never really lose his balance, and then just keep
it's funny because like as soon as he does that stop and like sidestep and then he runs again, he's back to full speed. There's no like he was so quick just to get the roof
hit the accelerator, where
where it wasn't like some guys when they make that stop and jump cut they gotta restart and everything's gotta they gotta get like 4 or 5 steps. With him it was 1, 2 and I'm here.
Yeah.
And
and it's also
the
the way he was hitting those holes,
like
like through the tackles and everything, and he would just blow up a fucking linebacker and then just keep it moving down the field. Like holy shit!
And he would just hit them and then just dude, it's like almost in a sense like he would just be dragging people along with him while he's running. He's like, oh yeah, get off my arm, get off my leg, get out of my way, step to the side, just fucking
hit
it.
Yo, insane, man.
And he only played 9 years, man.
Yeah. It's crazy.
All right,
let's hear about the juice.
So he played 11 years, 9 with Buffalo, 2 with San Francisco.
Okay.
He was an MVP in '73, Offensive Player of the Year in '73, a 5-time first team All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler. Athlete of the Year in '73, 4-time rushing yard leader, 72, 73, 75, 76. 2-time rushing touchdown leader, 73 and 75. Scoring leader in '75. He's the Bills Wall of Fame. 1970s All-Decade Team. 75th and 100th Anniversary All-Time Team. National Title 67, Heisman Trophy 68.
Okay.
Burt Bell Award 73, presented to the best player in the NFL.
Yeah, he won a Burt Bell. I just didn't write it down. I don't know what the fuck. I like. I'm like, who the fuck is Burt Bell?
Yeah. Maxwell Award in '68, which goes to the best all-around player in college. The Walter Camp Award in '67, the best collegiate player of the year.
I thought we were just going based off NFL shit.
No, I'm gonna, but I mean, you want me to just like say, yeah, this guy, and then just give you his stats and like not have nothing to talk about, have no meat.
I did it.
Well, you want it to be short and sweet, or you want to actually give
go ahead.
Something
I'm bullshit with you, yeah.
Two-time All-American, 67 and 68, 135 total games, 2,404 attempts, 11,236 yards, 61 touchdowns, a 4.7 yards per attempt average, 83 yards per game, 17, almost 20 attempts per game almost.
In college?
NFL.
All right.
Yeah, 200 motherfucker. 203 career receptions, 2,142 reception yards, and 14 receiving touchdowns. Now, obviously, no Jim Brown. Obviously, Jim Brown, greatest running back of all time. But what I will say is, like I said before we started this, when I started watching highlights of Jim Brown, and what made me change my mind into doing this comparison as to the original one that we had, is because if you pull up 2 YouTube screens, right, and you take away names and everything, and you watch both of these two guys run, the way they do it with not being super elusive and athletic, and it just the way that they're moving with their big bodies and just the side steps and not being able to be tackled and shaking a guy off the arm and shaking a guy off the leg and then be like you said, being able to start up again and then just keep going.
Like Juice always looked
faster than me than Jim.
A little bit, but I mean, if you like I said, if you pull up 2 YouTube videos side by side with no names, and you just watch 2 highlight clips of one of each guy, you're gonna look at that and be like, "Yo, almost kind of the same player." I get it, they're not, but like the way they move, their style, I feel like it was in almost such comparison. It's like, yo, wow.
Well, the
Well, the
Jews
Jews
probably
probably
was
was
watching
watching
Jim.
Jim.
And they were only a decade apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So it was like
that,
just like that sweet transition of like,
who's
From
gonna
who's
be
gonna be
the
the
best,
best,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I can't take anything away from Juice. If you pick the Juice, man.
I mean,
I mean, he broke 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
He's on the 2,000 yard list. I mean, he only has slightly less yards than
Jim. I
him.
think
I
he's
think he's
11
11
something.
something.
11,236.
Now you want to score a touchdown, Taysom Hill?
Nah.
Piece of shit.
I mean, it's not that I don't want to take the Juice. It's not that I do. It's
The Juice was nice, man.
he was
Fucking fire.
You know, it's like I feel like.
I think what's
I kind of feel I know Jim for sure was on a different pedigree.
Yeah. Different pedigree, but it's also I think what hurts the Juice. And we don't like to bring up outside things, but he's not known for that 2,000 yards or how good he was. He was known for a possible murder.
Yeah.
Jim Brown is noted for being the greatest running back of all time, but he was also a huge activist. He retired to become an actor. I mean, he has accolades. Like, there's no negative you can say about Jim Brown.
Right.
We could talk about the Juice
in a very high light, which we are. Like, he was a great running back.
I mean, if you take that side shit out of the picture and you just look at his playing career, he was the best running back in the 70s.
Bar none.
So he owned it. He owned a decade.
Yeah, he did. And he should always be remembered as like all right, you would take Jim from like the late 50s to the 60s, right? He's the best back. After that, then it's OJ from the time he was there to the time he left, and then it was other guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you were talking about building the great 70s team, OJ is your back.
Absolutely.
There's no debate about that.
No. But if you're building an all-time team, I'm taking Jim. I mean, and it's
I'm taking Jim.
I can't pass him up.
I'm taking Jim, Juice, and Emmett. You can slide Barry in there if you want. That's a preference for me.
Yeah.
Barry was probably, he can go down as the best back ever because what he did on the field, he was making people look stupid. But like my dad said when he watched him, it was 3-yard gain, lose 5 yards. 10-yard gain, right? Lose 5 yards. Gain 3 yards, and then boom, he breaks one for like 40.
Right.
So I mean, it's almost like he was the greatest risk taker at running back, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, I can make the first guy miss, then I can make the second guy miss. Well, Barry, you can't always make everybody look stupid. I mean,
he did.
For
the most part, he did. I mean, and on the topic of Jim Brown versus OJ, them two weren't that style. I mean, they danced, but they danced when they were 30 yards upfield to get more yards. I mean, this guy's he's in the backfield still dancing.
And then he's making all these guys miss, and then he takes off.
Yeah.
Whereas Jim and OJ, they hit that hole. Boom, they got the 7 yards plus, and then they start to dancing or running people over, shrugging people off.
Yeah.
You know. That was more of the old school, where the coach was like, dude, you run north. That's it. There's no east, west, south. You north, motherfucker. By the time Barry and Emmett came in, they were like, all right, you can go east, west, north, south, whichever way you want. Just please get back to the line of scrimmage at least. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
I
I
can
can
hear
hear
Jim
Jim
or
fucking
fucking
OJ
OJ saying
saying
something to
something
the
to the
effect
effect
of
of
like,
like,
well, what do
well,
you
what do
think
you think
about the
about the
guys
guys
getting
getting
out
out
today?
today?
Well,
Well,
where
where
I'm
I'm
from
from
is
is
I'm
I'm
hitting that
hitting that
hole. I'm
hole. I'm
taking
taking
somebody
somebody
with me
with
for
me for
positive.
positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
there
there
is
is
no
no
lose
lose
yards.
yards.
Right. There's no loss here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
there's
no
no
loss.
loss.
There's no
There's no
stepping out of
stepping out
bed.
of bed.
Nah,
Nah,
someone
someone
coming with
coming
me.
with me.
Yeah.
You
You
fucking
fucking
great to
great
hear
to
one
hear
of them
one of them
stories.
stories.
Jim's like,
Jim's
I
like, I
dragged
dragged
this
this
motherfucker for
motherfucker for
10
10
yards. He
yards. He
wouldn't let
wouldn't let
go.
go.
Yeah. I mean, what I watched was just a 15-minute highlight video, but imagine some of the stories that man would tell.
Well, imagine just
Imagine just
watching him,
watching,
Yeah.
like,
like,
just
just
in
in
one
one
game.
game.
Yep. His best game in his career.
Oof.
That's crazy. But yeah, I would definitely take Jim all day. 100%. I wouldn't even pass him up.
Nah, you
Nah, you
couldn't.
couldn't.
He'd be my number one pick, and he'd be my every down back.
Yo,
Yo,
What?
all
all
right.
right.
Top
Top
75
75
Jim
Jim
Brown
Brown
moments.
moments.
Number
Number
9
9
was he
was he
ran for
ran for
5
five
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
Lord.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jim
Jim
Brown
Brown
scores
scores
5
five
touchdowns in
touchdowns in
first
first
game
game
versus
versus
Johnny
Johnny
Unitas.
Unitas.
Ay, ay. Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
Jim
just
was like, fuck
fuck
everybody.
everybody.
Everybody
Everybody
gonna
gonna
die.
die.
Nah, I
No, I
mean,
mean,
like,
like,
hopefully
hopefully
we
we
take
take
away,
away,
because I
because
know
I know
there's a
there's a
younger
younger
crowd that
crowd that
watches this
watches
that may
this
not
and may
know
not
who
know who
O.J.
O.J.
Simpson is.
Simpson is.
And when
And
you
when you
Google
Google
O.J.
O.J.
Simpson,
Simpson,
don't do
don't do
that
that
because you're
because
gonna
you're gonna
just get
just get
murdered.
murdered.
All
You're
right.
gonna get all the bad stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go to
go to
YouTube,
YouTube,
search
search
O.J.
O.J.
Simpson
Simpson
highlights,
highlights,
And just
and
watch that
and
man run.
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 Yeah,
Yeah,
Because honestly, it's kind of mesmerizing.
it
it
is.
is.
And that's
And
at
that's
that
at that
point,
point,
like we
like you
said,
said,
there was a
there was
lot
a lot
more
of
punishment in those
those
times
times
than
than
there
there
is
is
now.
now.
Yeah.
Now I
Now I
know,
know,
we
we
just
just
talked
talked
about
about
Tua
Tua
and the
the
helmets and
helmets
shit
and
like
shit
that.
like
These
that. These
guys were
guys were
wearing
wearing
like
like
the
the
shittiest
shittiest
fucking
fucking
helmets you
helmets
can
you can
get,
get,
and we're
and
playing at
playing
a
at
high
a high
level.
level.
So
So
to an
to an
extent,
extent,
there
there
is
is
no
no
excuse,
excuse,
but
but
I get
I
it.
get it.
Yeah.
All right, so
All
we're
right,
gonna
so we're
jump
gonna
into
jump into
fantasy for
fantasy
you
for you
gentlemen
gentlemen
now for
now
the
for the
last
last
half
half
hour.
hour.
All
All
right,
right,
Danny,
Danny,
who are
who
your
are your
starters
stardoms
for
for
this
this
week
week
at
at
quarterback?
quarterback?
Um, Aaron Rodgers going up against New England.
Okay.
I mean, I still anticipated. I didn't. Well, going to bed last night, I still anticipated him starting today, but obviously, when I woke up at 9 o'clock and I started watching the game, obviously they decided to go a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I had Jameson Winston on this list
Okay.
because the way the Minnesota defenses looked, I figured he was going to torch him with Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, and Chris Olave.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
obviously, they decided to go with the red rifle. So, um, and number 3 is Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
All
All right.
right.
I
I
had
had
Russell
Russell
Wilson
Wilson
going against
going
the
against the
Raiders.
Raiders.
Uh,
Um,
they
they
give up a
give up
lot
a
of
lot of
points to
points to
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks.
All
All
right,
right,
and
and
then I
then I
have
have
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
There's
I
don't
don't
like
like
for me
for
to
me to
sit
sit
here and
here
try
and
to
try to
convince you to
convince you to
start
start
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen.
If you
You
need
need
convincing,
convincing,
you
you
need a
need
hit
a hit
above the
above
head.
the head.
So I don't. That's why I don't even put him on a stardom list because I'm starting him regardless. Just like Justin Herbert, he's a guaranteed start.
Yeah,
Mahomes,
Yeah,
a guaranteed start.
yeah.
yeah.
Josh
Josh
Allen
Allen
versus
versus
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
And then
And
I
then I
have
have
Jalen
Jalen
Hurt
Hurt
versus
versus
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Just the way
Just
he's
the way
been
he's been
playing,
playing,
Jalen
Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts.
And
And
Jacksonville hasn't
Jacksonville has
given up a
given up
lot
a
of
lot of
points to
points to
certain
certain
teams
teams
this year.
this year.
So
So
why
why
not?
not?
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
The way
The
he's
way
been
he's been
playing.
playing.
All right,
All
who
right,
did
who
you
did
have
you have
sitting?
sitting?
Um, I had Russell Wilson.
Oh, you
Oh,
were
you were
sitting
sitting,
Russ, huh?
Russ, huh?
Yeah, just
Excuse me.
that offense does not look good right now. And I just until I see a little more consistency week in week out, I I'm not ready to start him. I mean, if I have to, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I have a better option or just somebody else, I'd go with it.
Hey,
Hey,
I got
I
an
got an
idea
idea
for
for
next
next
week.
week.
This
This
week,
week,
for your
for your
starter and
starter and
sit-ins,
sit-ins,
write
write
down your
down your
points
points
just for
just
our
for
league
our
so we
league so
can
we can
compare.
compare.
Points.
Yeah, we can
Yeah, we can
compare
compare
like
like
production
productions
between the
between the
startums and
startums and
sit-ins for each
sit-ins
other.
for each other.
For what they did the week before,
For what they
or
What they
did
did
this
this
week,
week,
so we
so
can
we
go
can
over
go
it
over it
next
next
week.
week.
um,
I'll
I'll
explain it to
explain
you.
it to you.
yeah,
All right,
All
so
right,
I
so
had I
I
had
had
Matthew
Matthew
Stafford
Stafford
sit
sitting
versus the
versus the
49ers.
49ers.
49ers
49ers
always
always
plays
I
play
him
him
didn't
well.
well.
I didn't finish the
Oh,
other
you
Oh, you
two.
didn't?
didn't?
What's
What's
all right, go
oh,
ahead.
God,
I
I
Uh,
apologize.
apologize.
Trevor Lawrence and Geno Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gino
Gino
going
going
against the
against the
Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah, that's a
That's
no
a no.
go.
No, they're playing Detroit.
Oh yeah,
Oh
they're
yeah,
playing. Yeah, they're
they're
playing
playing
Detroit, and
Detroit,
then
and then
who else did you have on that list?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor
Trevor
Lawrence going
Lawrence going
against
against
Philly.
Philly.
Yeah, that makes
That makes
sense.
sense.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
definitely a
definitely a
flag.
flag.
All right, so I
All right,
had
so I had
Matthew
Matthew
Stafford going
Stafford going
against the
against the
49ers. I
49ers. I
just
just
think
think
the
the
49ers
49ers
always
always
play them
play them
well.
well.
49ers are a
49ers are a
healthy
healthy
defense this
defense this
year.
year.
Kyler
Kyler
Murray
Murray
going
going
against
against
Carolina.
Carolina.
Kyler's
Kyler's
just
just
been
been
too
too
up in
up
the
in the
air.
air.
You know what I mean?
I
And
And
just they suck.
yeah,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
now when
now when
DeAndre gets
DeAndre gets
back,
back,
then
then
Kyler may
Kyler
be
may be
worth
worth
that
that
start
start
depending on the
depending on the
matchup.
matchup.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
Because they're gonna
because they're
get
gonna
him
get
the
him the
ball.
ball.
All
Yeah.
right, and
And
then
then
three was
3 was
Patrick
Patrick
Mahomes this
Mahomes
week
this week
versus
versus
Tampa.
Tampa.
I think
I
that's
think
just
that's
rough
just rough
sledding this
sledding
week.
this
You know
week.
what I mean?
I
If you
mean,
have
if
no
you have no
choice,
choice,
fuck it,
fuck it,
let
let it ride.
But
But
if you
if
have
you have
another
another
play with
play
a
with a
better
better
matchup, I
matchup,
would
I would
lean
lean
towards
towards
that.
that.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
So running
Running
backs
backs
this
this
week,
week.
starters.
Stardom.
I had
I had
Jamal Williams
Jamal
going
Williams
against
going against
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, I
And I
think
think
with no
with no
wide
wide
receivers, they're
receivers,
going to
they're
try
going
to
to try
lean
to lean
heavily on
heavily
that
on
run
that run
game.
game.
So that means
So
a
that means
lot
a
of
lot of
carries,
carries,
hopefully a
hopefully a
decent amount
decent
of
amount of
yards.
yards.
Then
Then
Austin
Austin
Eckler
Eckler
versus
versus
Houston.
Houston.
I
I
think
think
depending on
depending on
Justin
Justin
Herbert's
Herbert's
health, they're
health,
going
they're
to
going to
want to
want to
lean a
lean
little
a
bit
little bit
more on the
more on the
run
run
game.
game.
So,
So,
and
and
Houston,
Houston,
they've been
they've been
playing
playing eh.
So
So
I
I
think he's a
think
good
he's a good
decision this
decision
week
this
as
week as
well.
well.
And
And
then
then
Rashad
Rashad
Penny going
Penny going
against
against
Detroit.
Detroit.
Depending on
Depending
how
on how
much,
much,
Detroit's,
Detroit's,
holding the
holding the
ball and,
ball
and
and
handling the
handling the
ball, I
ball, I
think
think
Rashad
Rashad
Penny's going
Penny's
to
going
get
to
some
get some
work.
work.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Who's your
Who's your
starters this
starters
week,
this week,
Danny?
Danny?
Alexander Madison. Uh, Treston Ebner. He's the number two back behind David Montgomery going up against the Giants this week.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
definitely going to
definitely going
start.
to
I
start.
don't
I
think
don't think
Montgomery's
Montgomery's
playing
playing.
this week either.
And Brees Hall going up against Pittsburgh.
That's
Yes,
Brees
Brees
Hall.
Hall.
Well,
Well,
Alexander
Alexander
Madison,
Madison,
10 points for me right now.
yeah,
yeah, he's got
three
three
rushing
rushing
attempts. He's
attempps,
got a
got a
touchdown.
touchdown.
He's got
He's got
10
10
receiving
receiving
yards. He's
yards.
got
He's
one
got one
reception.
reception.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
I mean, as a flex, if you don't have anybody else, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, this game is already almost over, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
4:20
420
left.
left.
moving into today, depending on how your lineup and everything looked, and depending on the options that you had. I mean, if you had to start him as a low end RB2 or in deeper leagues as a third running back or a flex,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 11 points is not great, but I mean,
I
at
mean,
I
least
mean,
you
standard
leagues,
leagues,
he's got
he's
eight
got 8
points right
points
now
right now
in a
in a
standard
standard
league.
league.
right.
Right. So I
So I
mean,
mean,
in a
in a
standard league,
standard
there's
league, there's
the
the
points in our
points in our
league.
league.
I like because I
Because I
like
like
high
high
scoring.
scoring.
That's the way
That's the
it's
way
set
it's
up
set
like
up like
that. But
that.
in
But
a
in a
standard
standard
regular
regular
PPR league,
PPR
he's
league,
got
he's
like
got
eight
like 8
points.
points.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's
That's
still
still
good.
He saw the end zone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you
Did you
finish your
finish your
starters?
starters?
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
So
So
now
now
sit-ems.
sit-ems.
Who you
Who are you
sitting this
sitting this
week?
week?
Austin Eckler.
You're
You're
sitting him,
sitting them
really?
really?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
He just hasn't looked it. I mean, it's still early enough, but he just hasn't looked it. I mean, I get it. It's Houston, so it looks like a favorable matchup, but I don't feel comfortable with it, especially if I have other options.
Understand.
Understand.
Antonio Gibson,
Going
Going
against
against
Dallas,
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I know he's been doing good for you for the last 2 weeks, but James Robinson, I just don't feel comfortable him going up against that Philly defense.
Well,
Well,
I'm kind
I'm
of like
kind of like
stressed
stressed for running backs right now because I'm not investing in fucking Devin Singletary again.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
So I'm just gonna have to let it ride and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
so
so
my
my
situms
situms
are
are
Daryl
Daryl
Henderson
Henderson
Jr.
Jr.
going
going
against
against
the
the
49ers.
49ers. The
Niners are
Niners are
more
more
of
of
a
a
pass
pass
offense,
offense,
and I
and I
think the
Yeah.
think the
Niners are
Niners
going
are
to
going
try
to
to
try to
clog them
clog
as
them as
fast as
fast
they
as they
can.
can.
Josh
Josh
Jacobs,
Jacobs,
him
him
and
and
Hyman
Hyman
Schmidt.
Schmidt.
His
His
name is
name is
mine
my
name
name
too,
too,
but
but
he's going
he's
to
going to
sit his
sit his
ass out
ass
this
out
week
this
because
week
he's
because he's
going
going
against
against
Denver,
Denver,
and
and
Denver
Denver
plays
plays
like we said
set
already.
already.
The only
The only
reason why
reason why
Denver's
Denver's
2 and 1
2
is
and 1 is
because of
because
that
of that
defense.
defense.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
Clyde
Clyde
Edwards
Edwards
Helaire
Helaire
going
going
against
against
Tampa.
Tampa.
Okay.
I mean,
Just
you know,
you know,
yeah,
yeah,
they're
they're
2 and
2 and
1 the
1 the
Bucks,
Bucks,
but
but
they've been
they've been
holding
holding
down the
down the
fort on
fort on
defense.
defense.
So
So
Yeah, that defense is.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
pretty
pretty
good,
good,
especially on the
especially on the
back end.
back
They
end.
play
They play
very
very
well.
well.
JJ's got a touchdown.
Who?
Cool.
Justin Jefferson.
Oh, he
All right,
got a
just got a
touchdown.
touchdown.
Yep. He's got 28 points today.
9
9
receptions for
receptions for
108
108
yards.
yards.
Oh, it was
Oh,
a
it was a
rushing
rushing
touchdown.
touchdown.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so
Alrighty,
now
so now
wide
wide
receivers. Who you
receivers, who you
starting, Danny?
again?
Chris Olave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
had
had
him
him
too
too as well.
Garrett Wilson.
for the
For the
Jets.
Jets,
I feel like that's going to be Zach Wilson's number one target.
I
I
have
have
Elijah
Elijah
Moore.
Moore.
I mean, I was thinking about Corey Davis too, because Corey Davis has had a fair amount of targets over the first 3 weeks. But I mean, I think with Zach Wilson coming back, I think that the changing of the guard is going to shift a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then number 3, Alan Lazard.
That's the only difference. I have
I have
Stephon
Stephon
Diggs.
Diggs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? All right, who you
Who you
sitting?
sitting?
I
Um,
I
can't
can't
believe
believe
that.
that.
We
We
had
had
basically
basically
the
the
same
same
opinion,
opinion,
but
but
just
just
about
about
two
two
different
different
people
people
on
on
the
the
same
same
goddamn
goddamn
team.
team.
I got Jerry Judy,
Jerry Judy.
Terry McLaurin, and Deontay Johnson.
All
All
right.
right.
I just, with the way that Pittsburgh offense looks like, I do
No.
not trust anybody on that offense right now.
The only person I would trust on that offense is Najee.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
I'm
I'm
sitting
sitting
Devontae
Devontae
Adams
Adams
going
going
against
against
Denver.
Denver. I think
Denver's
Denver's
going
going
to
to
try
try
to
to
take
take
Devontae
Devontae
away.
away.
I
I
think
think
they're
they're
going
going
to
to
make him work to
Waller.
Rashad
Rashad
Bateman
Bateman
going
going
against
against
Buffalo
Buffalo
just
just
because
because
Buffalo's got a
Buffalo's got a
great
great
back
back
end,
end,
and I
and
think
I
it's going
think
to
it's going to
be
be
today's
game
is
is
going
going
to
to
come
come
down
down
to
to
Lamar's
Lamar's
legs.
legs.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
Romeo
Romeo
Dobbs.
Dobbs.
He's a
He's a
rookie
rookie
from
from
Green
Green
Bay.
Bay.
Yeah.
His targets have gone through the roof every week,
Right?
right? But I
Just what
just
Bill
what Bill
does,
does,
he's
he's
going to
going to
take
take
away
away
somebody.
somebody.
So
So
I
I
figure
figure
sit
sit
him
him
already.
already.
Yeah. No, I can.
Concur.
Concur.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright,
Tight
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 ends.
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 It's on you,
On you,
brother.
I got David Njoku,
Same
Same
here.
here.
Tyler Higbee.
I'm sitting him.
You're sitting him?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have him as a sit him.
And honestly, whether I have him in this list or not, week in, week out, excuse me. Oh, good stretch. I got Pat Fryermuth. Honestly, he's looked really good so far.
Last week he only looked good for that one drive at the end of the game where he got like 40 yards and 2 catches.
Yeah, but I feel like he's definitely going to be a safety blanket, and I think once Kenny Pickett gets involved with the offense, he's gonna his stock is gonna skyrocket. So if you have him, definitely start him, hold on to him, and just wait it out a little bit. If you have,
All right,
All right, so we both had David Njoku going against Atlanta. I have Tyler Conklin on the Jets going against Pittsburgh. I think he's going to get some looks with Zach being back. And then I have,
I don't mean to say it like this.
hopefully I'm saying it right.
From
From Denver, tight end Albert Okwuegbunama.
So
So if I'm close,
yes. If
not,
Albert from Denver.
My situms, I have Tyler Higbee.
I know
you figured to start him. I mean, I just playing against the 49ers, it's just
If
They were playing against anybody else. Okay.
Uh, this may
This may
surprise
surprise
some
some
people.
people.
Mark
Mark
Andrews
Andrews
versus
versus
Buffalo as
Buffalo.
well. I think
I think
Buffalo
Buffalo
knows.
knows.
Look, that's
That's their best target.
We're
Taking that away.
Yeah.
And
And then I have Irv Smith versus New Orleans.
the Minnesota tight end. And I
Okay.
don't think he's done jack shit today.
No, I don't think so either. My Siddums, Darren Waller going up against Denver. George Kittle and Robert Tonyan. And I feel like, some people might think, oh, yeah, Robert Tanyan's probably a safe bet with Aaron Rodgers.
Nope, fuck him. I checked his ass to the curb weeks ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Dude, they don't target him at all. The way I thought they were going to target him before the season started, I thought it was because their lack of wide receivers, and he has a rapport with Aaron Rodgers already, that they would be trying to get him the ball. Nah.
No.
And
Irv Smith has
3 receptions for 23 yards. That's it.
He's got Diddley.
Yeah, Jack Diddley. Scoot.
Alrighty.
Dilly.
Alright,
Now defenses. Who's starting?
Dallas at Washington.
Same.
Philly against Jacksonville.
Same.
And Denver against Las Vegas.
I have Chargers versus Texans.
I mean, you could do that too, but that works either way. Either way.
All right. So now who you sitting?
Pittsburgh at New York.
Okay.
Baltimore at Buffalo, and the Chiefs against the Bucks.
I have the Chiefs against the Bucks. I have Ravens versus Bills. I'm sitting the Ravens. And then I have the Jaguars sitting versus Philly. Kickers. I'm starting Tyler Bass versus Baltimore. Daniel Clarkson versus Denver for the Raiders. And Justin Tucker versus Buffalo.
Okay.
Who you starting?
Brandon McManus against the Raiders. Cade York going up against Atlanta. And Graham Gano going up against Chicago.
All right, who you sitting?
Greg Joseph, Chris Boswell, and Dustin Hopkins going up against Houston.
Greg Joseph has 12 points.
I saw that, and going into this game, I just
didn't see it.
Yeah, and I don't feel comfortable totally with him as their kicker.
I mean, he's missed one extra point. So.
But
all right, so I'm sitting
Kyami Fairbairn.
Kai
Farban going against the Chargers. And Michael Badgley going against the Giants. And then Joey Slye going against the Cowboys.
All right.
So that's
the start of the cinema for this, guys.
If you guys have any questions on who to start, or who you guys think is going to be a sleeper pick this week, let us know. Chat is open.
T. Higgins, 7 receptions, $124.
Oh, Olave, how do you drop that?
Now that's the sound of star right, ladies and gentlemen.
I turned my head in time to almost watch greatness, but it's like, oh, right through your fucking hands. Oh, that would have been an easy
7 points.
No, maybe 5, but oh, come on now.
Jarvis Landry has 4. He was questionable today, too. You know what
I picked up today just to see how they're going to do?
Who?
I didn't remember that guy said
a draft I really liked that went to the Bears.
That wide receiver?
Velus Jones Jr. He was out the first 3 weeks. That's why we didn't see him.
He's playing this week.
Okay.
So I want to see what they're going to do as in terms of making him a target. This is a big body wide receiver that can help Justin Fields.
Right.
Give him
Give him
little
little
slant routes,
routes,
little out
out
routes.
routes.
So
So I benched him, but I just want to see what his production's going to be like.
I mean, I'm surprised they sat Ingram again this week. I thought he was going to be ready to go for this week.
No, Ingram's playing.
No, I mean, Kamara.
Yeah,
He was questionable. He was supposed to start, and then
they
they fucking sat him.
And
And Mary
didn't
didn't realize that the game was at 9 o'clock in the morning. Left his ass in.
I mean, it's not like she had anybody on her bench to do anything either. I mean, well, they haven't started yet, but
James Conner.
Yeah, it looks like she made a mistake. You made a mistake. Well, not that you made a mistake.
No, I didn't make a mistake. It was mishap to what happened to fucking me.
For me, it was. Well, I didn't expect fucking Mostert to put up. Oh, there goes my phone. My phone died. I didn't expect Mostert to put up 24 points. Honestly, I really didn't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to tell each week between him
and Chase
who's gonna have the good week.
Exactly.
Week 1 it was Mostert. Week 2 was Edmonds. Week 3 it was. Week 3, I think they both did shit. Or no, I think Mostert had like 18 week 3.
Wow, he just banged a 60-yard field goal.
Honestly, I think I might have to starting fucking Mostert. I mean, looking at him, he's definitely
he's getting touches every week.
That's a banging fucking field goal, 60 yards. But
you gave Minnesota way too much touchdown.
Let's see.
Damn, you blew that fucking thing.
How do I pull up his stats? Oh, I gotta go down more.
I gotta figure out what games to watch for 1 o'clock. Definitely Bills, Ravens, Cowboys.
I just hope not starting Mostert doesn't fuck me, man. Because I can't afford to go to 1 and 3.
You ain't lying,
bro.
Yeah, 1 and 3, that blows.
Yeah, I'd be sitting there right there with you.
Thanks, bud.
Love that confidence.
No problem. We'll come out of the basement together. We'll fucking be in the championship. Starting from the bottom, now we're here.
I fucking hope so. Because if not, this is going to be one depressing season.
It's already been fucking depressing. I mean, at least Minnesota might be 3-1 after today, but still, damn, like, shit.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. All right, buck 45.
Kurt?
Let's see what you got,
bitch.
I'm just hoping that Herbert is back to normal against the Houston team. I hope he can do his fucking...
Just 2 touchdowns, give me 250. 25 receptions.
I need at least 50 points from him. I need another 40 plus from fucking Chubb. Dude, Damian Harris, he's, he did 16 points too, but, he's been going up.
So is Raymond Stevenson. Both of them.
All right,
Dal.
Good run. But
why'd you out of bounds, you fucking moron? Why wouldn't you stay in bounds to make a timeout? Fucking jack.
I mean, I got Christian Kirk going at 1 o'clock, but I mean, I could start Jerry Jeudy, but I don't trust that offense.
Yeah, not right now.
Yeah,
I mean, on paper, it sounds like a good matchup.
Yeah, but watch Jerry Jeudy put up like 20 points.
That's pissed me off.
So
I don't even want to talk about it. Let's just see how the day goes, man. Like
Justin Jefferson, another fucking catch.
A long one too. He's definitely got 10 receptions, like a buck 40.
Kurt dropped it right in the fucking bucket too. Plunk.
Did
Oh
Oh yeah, right in the bucket. Right over Lattimore's shoulder. He's got 33 now. 10 receptions for a buck 47. Damn, Justin. Yes, that's a must start every week. Like you were saying before, if you got Justin Jefferson, you start him.
Yeah, despite what happened last week.
Yeah, despite what happened last week. Fucking Patrick Peterson swooping up fucking super kicker.
You seen that? Why would you spin? Why? Oh, jeez, Alvin. That chaps my ass when he did that shit.
Yeah, that was a dime throw by Kirk right there.
Right in the fucking bucket, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a hell of a throw. I guess I'm ahead of you this time.
Yeah, by a little bit. What are you at? I'm at 124.
Well, if they would just,
show me the time for the highlights, I'd be able to tell you. Buck 19. Yeah, Will Lutz. He's wiry.
And
wiry. All right, New Orleans only has one timeout left.
I fear that not starting Mostert is gonna come back to bite me in the ass. I can fucking feel it in my gut now.
I can feel it in the air.
Damn, what it's like to have Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs on the team.
Yeah, I know. See, but you have those two, but you don't have any top tier running backs. But then you have Joe Mixon. But then you have two top tier running backs, but no elite receivers.
All right, 39. Well, got no timeouts. Buck 14 left. Get this first down. Bring the clock all the way down to like 3 seconds.
Kick that field goal.
Well, it was second down right there. I see what you're saying. Meh. I think I'm gonna start Mostert next week. But it's hard because it's like.
Well,
who are they playing?
I don't know.
The Jets.
Yeah, I think that's a definite start.
I mean, for the matchup,
you can take a look at how Pittsburgh runs the ball against the Jets today.
And maybe give you an inkling to next week what they can and cannot do.
Yeah, but then watch me start him and fucking Chase Edmonds go off.
All right,
Minnesota left 29 seconds on the clock.
I hate that running back by committee shit. I really fucking do.
Yeah, that's the way the fucking league is this year. I mean, we're both biting that bullet.
It's crazy. Figure if I had started Mostert, take away 8 from Boyd, so that would be 60, that'd be 53. 53, add the 24, that'd be 77 to 44 right now.
33 points, you're up.
33 compared to 17, yeah.
And Greg Joseph lands. Fuck, that's 4 points for Mary.
Of course it is.
16 points.
She's beating me. My man just got 4 points from that kick because it was a 40-yarder.
Yeah. Wow, as bad as the defense in Minnesota has looked, they're actually going to be 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I don't give a fuck.
I don't blame you for taking it.
I think it too.
All right,
All right,
guys, we're gonna get
guys,
out
we're
of
gonna
here.
get
Remember, if you want to listen to us on any
on a
podcast
podcast
platform, go to
platform,
D and D.
D&D,
I mean, what
what
D&D?
D&D,
Just go to
Anchor.fm
anchor.fm forward slash
forward slash
D&D1, and you
D&D1,
can
you
find
can
us
find us
anywhere,
anywhere,
guys.
guys.
Enjoy.